have decided to show you how to make rasmalai. I'm quite sure a lot of you out there know exactly what's the dessert I'm talking about. It's an Indian sweet that's very popular in this country, in many parts of the world, including UK, India, and also in Mauritius. Now it's a milk-based dessert made with, I'd rather say paneer. You see, the starter point is paneer. So, because I know most of you will relate to paneer rather than rabri. What I've got here, I'd rather just show you all the ingredients that goes in rasmalai. Now, to start off, and this would serve about 4 people, I am using whole milk, and I've got 2 pints of milk here. The other thing that I do like to use in it is sweet condensed milk, because it just enriches the milk and makes it quite thick as well, and it's got this lovely taste, sweet taste. To add to that is sugar. Now I would suggest with the sugar, it depends on your personal taste. If you find 1 cup of sugar is too much, that's fine, you can reduce it. It's always best to taste. The other ingredients I've got all displayed here is pistachio that's going to be chopped and put on top before serving, and saffron strand, which I've got a few saffron strand that's going to go in the milk while it's boiling. The other thing is almond. I would strongly advise, do use a fresh the whole almond and just chop them, because the taste is much nicer than the already bought sliced one. And the addition to it, because this is just the way, because I love lots of nuts in any sweet like this, I've got some hazelnuts, which again I will chop later and add. And the last ingredient, not the least, is ground cardamom. I do tend to dry roast my cardamom and put it in a small blender and just grind it, because the taste and the smell is really much nicer and it's fresh. And, the other thing you need is 1 whole lemon. I'm going to use the juice of this lemon for the milk, so that I can for my paneer. So let's get started. Right, first of all, you have to get the milk boiling. So in goes the milk. I'm putting the whole 2 pints of milk in there. Right, now the milk is boiling. That's very important that while the milk is boiling, you have to get your lemon all ready, because you don't want it to overboil. So as it comes to the boil, I'm going to add the lemon to it. Just a good squeeze of lemon. Oh, not to forget the saffron strand that goes in there, and a little pinch of cardamom. That's it. Keep stirring, because you don't want it to stick at the bottom of the pan, because that can happen quite quickly. Squeeze of lemon. I'm starting off with just half the lemon at the moment. That's it. Quickly that happens. How the milk has been separated as well with the whey. Now that's the time whereby I can just stop the cooking process and start draining my paneer. Now in a muslin sheet, I will just be very careful, just draining everything, and that's it. Now once it's drained, just hold the 4 corners and just tighten it up. There we go. And I'm just going to hang this paneer until all the water has been drained out completely. While the paneer is draining away, I'm getting rid of all the excess water. I'm going to start off with the sweet almond milk in which the paneer, the rasmalai balls will sit in. Right, so let's get started with this one. In a wide pan, so in goes the milk, the liquid milk. So I've got another pint and a half of whole milk here, to which I'm going to add all the chopped almonds and also some more elite powder, which is cardamom, just another pinch of cardamom powder, and a few strands of my saffron, which will give it a really nice color. You don't need a lot, just a few, just for the taste and also for the color. And to that I will be adding some of the evaporated milk. I'm only going to add half for now and taste it. That's all I will add to it. And the almond. All the almond that's been chopped, and the hazelnut. As I say, this is my way of doing it. If you do have cashew nut, that's fine. You can add cashew nut to it. I just like the taste of hazelnut, so I'm just adding that to it. Just give it a little stir. Now we want this to reduce to half of the amount that we have started with, and that's what will bring the richness to this milk. As the milk reduces, remember to keep stirring it because you don't want it to stick at the bottom of the pan. Just a little bit of patience there, making sure it doesn't boil over as well. Now with all the almond and the cardamom in it and the saffron strand, that this milk is going to be so rich and so tasty, alongside the sweet evaporated milk as well. So just leave it to slow cook on very low heat. Right, the paneer has been sitting and it's been completely drained. So the next step is just put it in a large bowl like this. Make sure you don't lose any of the paneer. There's still some moisture in it, which is fine, which is what I want. Now, with your fingers, just tear them apart and just crush them, because you want it in a sort of a soft consistency so that you're able to make little balls with it. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now, as you can see, the paneer is all been crumbled away. Now to this, I will be adding a little bit of cardamom, just a little pinch. I mean, I do like to add sort of all these spices as I go along, all the seasoning. So just give it a little mix again, like that. As you can see, it's just quite sort of soft and easy to handle now to make balls, right? So we're going to make some little round balls with it now. Here we have all the paneer that's been shaped into sort of round little balls and flattened as well, so that when you put it in the sugar syrup later, it's going to absorb and just swell up. So the next step to do now is we're going to start making the sugar syrup. Now it's time to make the sugar syrup that into which these little paneer ball is going to sit in and just swell away. So for that, I just need some water, and I have got 1.5 cups of water here and my 1 cup of sugar. So all that is going into this pan. And the sugar. And I'm going to leave that to start boiling. Because remember, I'm not going to put too much sugar in it because I've already got enough sugar in the milk, and together with the sweet evaporated milk. So I'm just going to leave that to boil. And once it starts to boiling point, to bubble away, I'm going to add the paneer in it. Now as it starts to boil, and I've tasted it already and it's quite sweet, it's sweet enough for me. So in slowly, just gently immerse the little paneer in there, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit at this point, gently, because you don't want them breaking, you just want them to swell up and absorb all that syrup inside. And the next step, I've got this little one that goes in there, and the next thing you do is just to cover it and leave it to simmer. Right, just gently take the lid off, and it's been simmering away. You know when it's done, it starts to rise up like this because it's becoming so light and spongy that it rises up. Now the time is just to turn the heat off completely, and I'm going to just leave it there for another few minutes before I remove them. Next step is slowly just take 2 spoons and just gently press just to remove the excess water. As you can see, it's really spongy. We just want to do that and just put it on the side. Just gently, that light, just like so. It's very spongy. Do the same with all of them. Right, the last part of it. Now, while the paneer was boiling away, this has been reducing as well. So if you just come a bit closer, you can have a look what's happened here. It's so creamy, so it's kind of quite thick. And the last part, as I say, is to start adding these in here. Just place them like that. And I will leave them for another few minutes just to simmer, so it just absorbs the milk this time, and turn the heat off and leave them to cool down. I would say to be very gentle when you place them, because you don't want, you've taken so much patience, so much time preparing these, you don't want them breaking off now. Just put that there. And this will be left to cool down, then put in the fridge because it's eaten cold. And before serving, we're going to add some pistachio to it. And that's my rasmalai done for now, until we get to taste later. The rasmalai is all ready now. It's been sitting in the fridge for a few hours, and it's nice and chilled, nice and creamy, and this is what we've ended up with. And it's all ready to be served now. Right, let's serve them. Oh. There we are, and a little bit of the milk on top. And some pistachio before serving. There we are. Lovely. Let's have a try. It's nice and soft and spongy. I would say that's richly indulgent. I do hope you have enjoyed my little video. Until we meet again next time, see you again. Bye. I do hope